Ooh, first thoughts, this shit feels good.
That's what she said.
So what we did to the car is I'll show a picture. There's a center support bearing that we put in there. The stuff around the bearing itself messed up. So just so I could still drive the car, I put in some Gorilla Tape. So I'm really curious to see how that's gonna hold up. Probably won't. The car also has a welded diff now, so it's pretty aggressive. It's got that ceramic twin disc, and it is welded diff, so it's pretty unforgiving. So I'm gonna take it just around a loop, and I'm gonna see how this little repair with Gorilla Tape holds up. I do have a new thing on the way, so I'm not like just, oh, I hope this works. New stuff is on the way. I just haven't, you know, got it yet. So let's do our loop and see what it feels. So far, it felt pretty good. I still get that bearing sound, like there's still kind of like a whirring or a humming, which, to be fair, could be the drive shaft itself, or the carrier bearing on the drive shaft. So what had happened was the rubber stuff around the carrier bearing kind of disintegrated a little bit, and because all that stuff disintegrated, it just was flopping around. So the bearing itself is okay. I do still feel something. This guy's going really slow. So yeah, it's interesting, to say the least. This person really threw my mind off track. This car has been a challenge to do little things like this on, because it's such an effort to get to that bearing. I have to have a bearing in the back going bad. That's the only thing that I can possibly think of that would make this noise. I thought it was the drive shaft, and so far I've not felt the drive shaft at all. Why are you slowing down? Trust me, you were going slow enough. So that's kind of the next thing we're gonna go searching around for, is to figure out what's making that noise in the back. Now, I've not got onto it at all because I've been behind this person, so couldn't really do anything, and the car's cold, so it's not gonna give me any power. I'm hoping the loop is long enough that it'll actually give me power. Thank God. So the thing about the bearing noise is it's been doing that for a long time, and whenever I look at the bearings in the back and I try to like shake them and spin them and stuff, they're just not bad. It's very confusing. I'm gonna let this person go. I don't have, the car's not up to temperature, so it's not gonna go, like, it's not gonna give me all the boost that I want. That drive shaft feels better. Yeah. Lots of weird noises. I still feel it a little bit, so I'm glad I ordered it, but it is drivable. Just a little bit right there. So I'm okay driving it to work because I don't work very far away from my house, but you know, I wouldn't take it on a long journey. It's not bad. It's way better than it was, and it's holding, which is the thing. The other one, the second that I drove it like more than 10 feet, it instantly messed up. Car still, it's cold. I do want to see how this welded diff acts in the, you know, on a little bit of wet road. I'm gonna have to go past my turn in and then come back around. Come on, car. The only downside of JB4 is that it does a little temperature thing, and I know you can turn it off, but I do think that it's of benefit. Like, I think that it's a positive thing to have for your engine's safety. We're gonna have to turn it back around.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
It's okay. It'll probably go off like really soon. So driving in a welded diff is kind of weird. Like it makes a lot of noise. You've got to get used to the noise that it makes. I think that every car's welded diff noises are different, so like you really can't go look up stuff. And then on top of that, this car, there's just not a lot of people with an E90 and a welded diff that I could find online. There could be tons of people, and maybe my research method was flawed. I do think that the welded diff found the weak point of my center support, like the carrier. I think it found that as a weak point pretty quickly. There's a place to turn around. Well, there was one. Unmarked. They don't mark their roads for shit over here. I need to start looking at my GPS. There's temperature. Oh, I missed it. I missed them all. I'm being so bad. I'm just driving. Is that a chicken? That's a chicken. Well, hell yeah. So welded diff driving like this, honestly, is not too bad. It's behaving well. Like it's no more slippy than it was before. Now again, I'm driving it like moderately. Oh yeah, that vibrates so bad. That's not good. Here. Golly. See what I said about not being for fucking giving? It doesn't want to work with you at all. It's kind of what it's felt like to me. But it will slide really, really well. And like that's, why do we have it? Because it'll do that. Is it the most practical way to make your car slide? It depends. So I can afford to do an LSD for it if I truly wanted to, right? But when I looked at the prices of an LSD, you're talking like $2,000. And in this welded diff, I borrowed a welder, and I have $450 in the differential itself. That's it. And then my labor. So I literally have nothing in this setup. And because of that, I just don't care. Now I'm having to deal with some drive shaft stuff, of course. So the welded diff, I think, does open up the door to a lot of things. There's that chicken again. It's more aggressive. It's less refined, right? It's more raw. So if you like that raw feeling, you'll really like it. But it is something to get used to, and I'm still really not used to it, as you saw there. Like I revved the piss out of it trying to take off. There's just not really a smoothness to it at all that I've found. I'm sure there kind of is, but at the same time, no. Like, because it's what it is. You've traded drivability for funability. It's a good trade, but you have to be aware of the trade that you made. Hey, here's our turn. But y'all hear that noise, right? I don't know what it is. All of my shit feels like, my hubs and stuff, they all feel fine. Dude, see, the welded diff is really fun for that. The car feels good. I love when it's cold out like this. The road's not nearly as, it's wet. It's not at all wet. That's But yeah, I don't know what the sound is. Trust me, I'm searching because it pisses me off. It's very annoying. So like, if you like to drift, it's a wonderful thing to do to your car. Super fun. It takes the shit and makes it really consistent. And like that's what I wanted, was consistency. But you see me, I'm even taking those corners. I could drift them if I wanted to, but I'm not trying to. So like it still will eat and give you grip, and you can really feel what that grip's trying to do. So the drive shaft, you know, scientifically what we just proved is the drive shaft is only angry whenever you have traction. But without traction, the drive shaft is happy. I do think that there is a problem because there has to be traction before there's no traction. And because of that, I think we have to address the issue. So, successful test, I would say. I'm not mad about it. I think we did some pretty good work here. Oh, please, you're scary. There's the Mercedes, piece of garbage. It's a tight fit in here now, man. So like I said, thanks for watching. I'm pretty happy with how the welded diff's feeling. We'll see you next time.